Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's doing great today. I have got another review from Bondcraftor that I'm doing, and this is for their 15A silicone rubber. I've already got my stuff out here that I'm gonna mold. I have used this silicone before and I love their 15A. They give you beads, which I think that's for the little stress things that you can make, if I'm not mistaken. But so they give you A and B. And let's just step it out. They give you 2 sticks, a pair of gloves, which I don't ever use. I don't ever use these little bitty sticks either. I like the bigger sticks. And then it comes with instructions. And it says mix ratio is 1A, 1B. Precautions, the introduction. Precautions are keep the container and operating environment clean. If the ambient temperature is 15 degrees Celsius, the curing time needs to be extended. Avoid contact with sulfides. Children should not directly come in contact with uncured colloids. I think I said that right. Your storage condition. And then here's the instructions. This is what I was trying to get to right here. Okay, so recommended container types: plastic containers such as disposable plastic cups, bowls, yogurt boxes, suitable for simple mold making, avoiding the use of plastics other than PP or PE. And that's what I have. It's just one of the throwaway container bowls. I poured resin in the bottom because of the dip, so this way it's on a flat level surface. And I've got several of these already done. I just went to the Dollar Tree, bought a whole bunch of containers, come home, poured resin in them, so now they're ready to go as soon as I get ready to mold something. Silicone special mold. When making large molds, a temporary pouring groove can be built with a hard enclosure and bottom plate. Don't ask me anything about that because I don't even know. Glass containers such as glass beakers, culture dishes need to be heated for defoaming or reused for a long time. We're not using glass, we're only molding glass, so that doesn't apply to us. Metal containers such as stainless steel bowls, trays, sturdy and durable with fast heat dissipation. We're not using that either, so that doesn't apply. Paper containers such as wax paper cups, thick cardboard boxes, environmentally friendly, lightweight, and suitable for short-term use, which means you can use the paper cups. You know, if you got something really small that you want to do, you can just stick it down in there and then you're good. Okay, so step 1, we're going to measure. So silicone is measured by weight, not by volume. Measure A and B in the ratio of 1:1 by weight. If no electronic scale, it is also possible to measure in a 1:1 volume. I would not recommend it. I would just go with weight. There may be a slight difference in the hardness of the finished product. I've never tried to do it by volume. I don't even know that I would attempt it because this stuff is not cheap and I wouldn't want to waste it. So I'm just going to recommend to do by weight, just like it says on the instructions. Okay, mix A and B, stir clockwise along the cup wall and bottom for 3 to 5 minutes. You can also add mica powder to make your favorite mold color, which I generally do put a little bit of something in there. Number 3, pour. Working time 30 minutes. Place the original object into a prepared container and pour the silicone. The height of the liquid silicone must be at least 0.25 inches above the item. You don't want it super thick like I have done with a couple of molds that I made before. I didn't know what I was doing, so they were messed up, but it's okay. It's when you're doing this, it's a learning curve, just like anything else. So, number 4, you wait. Waiting 3 to 6 hours for demold at room temperature, the 73.4 Fahrenheit to 25 degrees Celsius. Dawn's use release agent. I think it meant don't use release agent. I'll have to find out about that, but I'm almost positive that's what they're meaning on that. I know it said cure time. I thought it was faster than 3 to 6 minutes, but I could be wrong. Normally, and I'm not seeing where it says this, but normally you have to wait 24 hours before you can, pour your mold. Okay. Here's the storage. Sealed and stored in a cool and dry place. Ideal temperature 10 to 30 degrees Celsius, which we go by Fahrenheit. So shelf life is 12 months unopened. Used up within 3 months after opening, which more than likely we might probably use this whole thing or pretty close to it. I am not seeing where it says you can put this in a debubbler if you have one, or a vacuum chamber if you have one. But I am not seeing where it says to wait. "24 hours. Okay, core advantages: safety and environmental protection, complaint with food contact standards, certified. Okay, efficient and easy to use. Initial curing in 30 minutes at 25 degrees Celsius environment. Complete curing in 4 hours. Ample operating time. No need for professional equipment. Excellent performance. The finished product can withstand high temperatures up to 200 degrees Celsius with a tensile strength greater than 5 MPa and can be demolded more than 100 times without aging. Zero bubble troubles. The low viscosity formula combined with self-defoaming technology easily achieves a mirror smooth mold effect. And it does. I did not put this in the debubbler. The last time I used it, it turned out perfect. I didn't have any problems. But I'm not seeing anything where it says you need to wait 24 hours. So since it does not state that, and I'm doing this for a video anyway, once it is done curing in a few hours, then I'll come back, we'll pour in it. So that way I can get this video out tomorrow. I'm running behind. I've had a few little mental issues the last few days, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Of course, everyone knows that my husband passed away, so I've been having some issues, guys. So just bear with me. I will get the video out. It just may not be that day, but it will definitely be. It will come out. But I knew I had to get this one out for them. So let me grab my scales here. And I've been trying to fix the issue with the camera, because I know even when even when I am doing my editing, I've noticed that it's cutting it off back here for some reason. So I'm really trying to stay within the camera frame. Now, granted, I do have a bad arm from a stroke, so you know, sometimes it is a little hard for me to sit here and stir like that, but you know, that's not a you problem. So I am going to clean this with a little bit of alcohol, because I'm sure there's handprints and everything else all over it. I actually got this from a thrift store, so that's what I do. I go to like yard sales and thrift stores to be able to find, you know, items that I can mold and make molds of. So that's what I do. Okay, and then all I'm going to do, because I know it's bigger than the container, but you have to have enough on each side, okay, of your container. And I know this is dead space, but I can't turn it that way. So, and I don't have a container, I don't believe, not one that I've got cleaned anyway. Let's see about one of these. One of these might. This one here might work. Like I said, I already have a lot of them already done up for me. Oh, that is perfect right there. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's great. So that right there will be perfect. I started to try this one and I thought, nah, that's not going to fit in there. Because I had one here that I was going to mold and it was like this, but it wouldn't, I couldn't find anything to fit it. And I knew I didn't have time to go make a housing for it. I'm going to have to get all my stuff that I've got out that I want to mold, and just get I know I need to tape that down. I'm hoping it's going to be heavy enough that it's not going to rise, but I just have a feeling that it's going to, and I don't want that to be in my, I don't want that tape being in my mold piece. Because when I demold it, I'm going to demold it this away, because I want this to be the bottom, you know, where you pull it out. So we're going to just go with that and hope that's going to, but you got to have enough room on all four sides, okay? So you need to make sure that your mold housing or whatever you're using has enough room on all four sides, and that right there is good. It could be a little bit smaller, but I don't have anything any smaller, so we're going to go with this. So it is smaller than the other one that I used, so that's good too. All right, I don't know how much this is going to hold, so I am going to mix up. I don't want to mix up too much because I really don't have anything else to mold quick that's ready. If I have to, I'll find something, but okay, we're going to go ounces. I'm going to do A first because that's just what it requires for you to do A first. So I'm going to do A first. I'm trying to stay in the video, guys. Forgive me if I get a little out. but I'm trying to. Okay. I think I'm going to do, I don't know how much I'm going to do. We're going to see. I think it's going to take quite a bit for that. Let me see how much is in both of these. Okay, both of these are 8 ounces. And I think that's probably what it's going to about take. I may try 5 and 5. I know it's going to take more than that though. I just know it is. Maybe 6. We'll go 6. That'll give me 12. And if that's not enough, then I can always mix up the rest of it and just pour it in. Because I don't want to have too much, you know. Okay, so that's 6 ounces. And then I'll pour 6 ounces of B. I'm going to tear that out. And then now I'm going to do 6 ounces of this one. And then what we'll do, we have to mix slow. And I'm hoping this cup's got enough room for me for 6 ounces. Ooh, please have enough room. I'm just sitting here pouring so fast, I was like, oh, whoa. I don't know if they've, hey, I don't know if they've dinged me yet to tell me they're ready. Look on my phone, it's back here on the, back there on the other table. I know they go to lunch at like 1. That's what they said, they break for lunch. As long as I have it by 3, so I can tie, because I don't have any.
Well, that's what I'm trying to go get now.
Okay, well, you can go up there. I don't know what time it is.
2 o'clock.
Okay, then, yeah, they should. If not, they'll get it. Yeah, if not, they'll get it ready real quick. They should. Okay, so I got 6 ounces of that and 6 ounces of A. So now I just got to mix it up. And it said make sure you mix clockwise, stirring the bottom and the side walls. And I'm going to have to stand up for this because this is going to kill my arm. I really need to find like a mixer that I can get that's not silicone because silicone will stick to silicone, guys. Don't use anything that's silicone, because it will stick. I'm going to hold this up because it's easier for me to hold it and mix it than it is to. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. I don't know if I have any bondcraftor left from the last time. And because this cup has got so many ridges, I'm just kind of doing this number 2 to the bottom of the cup. Now see, this little plastic cup here you could use as well to, use for a mold if that's what you needed to do, is use it for a mold. You could. I am going to clean my stick off, because when you put your stick down in there first, you're getting a lot of B and a lot of A on your stick. So make sure you clean your stick off. And I forgot to set my timer, so I'm just going to have to wing this because my kid was in here talking to me. Sorry about that, guys. And I don't know if about y'all, but my thumb starts cramping when I start mixing real thick, big batches of stuff with these popsicle sticks. But everything I have, unfortunately, is silicone. So I can't use it in, I can't use it in here. Ooh. And I know y'all are probably wondering why I don't just pour it in 2 separate cups. Because, I mean, what's the point? And this does degas really good on its own. But since I'm stirring quite rather crazy, see all the bubbles that I put in that? I put a lot of bubbles in there. Because I was stirring kind of fast, which I shouldn't have done. But I do have a vacuum chamber, so I'm going to split this up and put it in the vacuum chamber. Just because I want to give this a fair shot, you know. Because this isn't Bondcrafter's fault that I've got all these bubbles in there. It is really my fault. And I should have stirred a little bit slower. But you can see them popping. They do pop, and you can let it degas for a little bit when you get done. But you just gotta. It's just my finger starts cramping, and so I'm doing the best I can here. Now this is not going to turn clear like resin would. So this right here is probably mixed good. And I may just let it sit there and degas a little bit, and just let me see if I can get, let the bubbles, rise to the top. But I want this piece to come out really good, because I really don't want to, and I want to make sure that, I'm doing this this Justice here. And it will continue to degas, guys. So it's not like, if you don't have a debubbler, you know, you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna, if you can see it, it's continuously sitting here degassing on its own. And when you pour it in your mold, it's going to continue to do the same thing. It's going to release those bubbles. Now, granted, like I said, I was kind of, you know, going a little crazier, I guess, than maybe what I should have. But I don't know. I mean, it's degassing, so I may not even do that. I may just do, you know, do it like you guys would do it if you didn't have a vacuum chamber, you know. Because I know some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. And I want you to see what it's gonna, you know, what would happen, you know, without a vacuum chamber, you know, if you don't have one. So, and I know a lot of y'all, um even the new people, you know, starting out, I know y'all probably don't have one. So I'm just gonna do it as we, you know, we don't have one. Okay. So I'm just gonna let it sit here and defoam for a little bit. And I'm gonna open my door. My kid left, so I've got another little puppy here that, and it's starting to storm outside. And my kid was painting the front door, and she brought paint and stuff in my room and didn't. So it's interfering with my door, so I had to move that too. But yeah, I mean, these bubbles are popping perfect. So just going to give it a few more minutes. I mean, you got 30 minutes of work time. It doesn't take that much to pour it into, you know, the container. So I'm going to let it degas a little bit longer. And as you can see all the bubbles popping. And I need to look and see if I do have some more of that bondcraftor. I don't know if I do. I thought I did, but I may not. I have so much stuff, it's unbelievable. But I just don't know that I have that because my trash can's kind of, oops. My trash can's kind of in the way and I'm knocking everything over. Let's see if it's under my table. It may be out here on a shelf. Let me look. Just in case I don't have enough, because I can't mix anything else with it. Another brand or anything, so. And I even had some, I don't know where all my my silicone went. I had quite a bit of silicone. I've got one thing of silicone, but it's not. This is a 10A. I do want to try a 10A, but that's not from anybody I know. I thought I could have sworn I had some more. Did I put it on a shelf? Come on, Tina. Think. If not, I guess I shouldn't have poured something so big, but I'm hoping this is going to do it. So what I'm going to do I'm going to pick a spot and I'm going to pour. Okay, not going to pour over the top of this. I'm just going to go right down the side. Let me turn it around so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm pouring as slow as I can pour. And you don't have to worry because it will get underneath there. But just pour along the sides. Don't pour over the top. And pour from up high and as slow as you can pour. Because you want to give those bubbles time to degas as well. Plus you want to give it time to run underneath your mold or your piece that you're molding. I'm just hoping this 16 ounce is going to be enough. To be honest. We are definitely fixing to get some storms, guys. Now, some people just stay in one spot and pour. Sometimes I will, but with a situation like this, I'm trying to give it the best shot it's got to go underneath. And it's kind of scalloped on the top, so it should run under there. Oops. Don't waste that, Tina. You got to have all that. I can't really tell how far it's come up in there. I don't really want to pick it up because but I really need to know how far it's gotten under there already, because I need it under that piece. And I can see that it's under there. I just don't know how much is under there. And I need it to go all the way up. I don't know that I should do this, guys. Yeah, I probably should not have just done that. I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't have done that. I just need it to get under that. And it doesn't seem to be wanting to go under there, you know? Why, I don't know. And it may be because it needs so much. I don't know, guys. Like I said, I'm new to this mold making, you guys. And I forgot to put my stuff in here, as usual. I did that the last time. And I know a lot of people turn these upside down because they make the bottom the upside down part. But how are they getting the resin all the way underneath their piece? I mean, is it running under there automatically? You know, that's what I'm kind of curious about. I feel like it needs to be completely underneath that. And I know it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be filled all the way to the top of the top of this glass. And I just, because it's glass, I can't really see how far up, you know, it really is. But I'm probably going to have to use the whole 18 ounces or 16 ounces of it, though. That's for sure. Because I don't have any extra silicone left from when I poured molds that I, you know, got cut up that I could chunk in here. When you're doing molds and you're trimming them, don't throw any of your trim pieces away. Save them, because you can take that and you can put that in your next mold just to fill, you know, to fill your space. In case you don't have enough resin, you can use that to fill your space in your mold. Now I've never done it. That's what I've heard. But I've never, you know, I mean, I've never done it that way. I know I'm creating big bubbles, but I think it'll be fine. They're gonna degas. Okay, so I need to get the rest of this done and pour it in here. And I'm hoping that's gonna just keep seeping, because all I got is what I got. And I can't, you know, I can't do anything if I don't have enough resin. I mean, enough silicone. I really thought this wasn't going to take this whole thing, you know. Because it was small enough, I thought that I would be, you know, that I would be okay, and it wouldn't take all this resin. But I have a feeling it's going to take all this and then some. And I don't have, that I'm seeing, I may have some more bondcraftor. And I know I do somewhere. I just got to find it. And then I'll have to mix it up and finish filling it up if this is not, if this isn't going to be enough. And I know it's going to take quite a bit to get that. I wonder if I turn it upside down. That's probably what I should have done anyway. But I done that last time and it didn't work. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try it this way this time. And now it doesn't look like this time it's going to work that way either, that I'm wanting it to do. So, yeah, there's that. I'll clean this real good off my stick because I won't save the cup, but I will save my stick. And then I'll just go ahead and we'll do this again. I'm just going to pour everything in there I got, because this is all I have. But I've got to get that up to the top. I may have picked a bad one to mold today. Guess I shouldn't have picked that particular one. And I should have colored it, and I forgot all about it. I do that every time. And that way I would have seen how far it was going up inside the glass. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, guys, and hope this works. If not, then what I will have to do is I will purchase some more of the bondcraftor myself, and I'll purchase a bigger container, and then I'll revisit this video, because I don't want to let them down. They gave me this product, and so I want to be able to make it right with them. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. She went to go get my prescription at the pharmacy, and I didn't even tear that out. I don't know what. Oh, Lord. So it was 2.7, and that's 4.9, and I'm way the heck over. Oh, jeez Louise. I just messed that up. Well, hopefully a little 2 ain't gonna make a difference, I hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed that 2's not gonna make that big of a difference, even though I did have this upside down in the trash. So let me see if I can get a little bit more out of this bottle. It's probably not going to be 2, but I can get it to pretty close. But no, the pharmacy, their power went out, And so they can't fill my prescription that I have to have because it is my pain meds. So that's lovely. And I asked them, I said, well, y'all got backup generators? Oh, well, we did until they changed over to Walgreens. And then something happened. I don't know. And now they don't have, unfortunately, the pharmacy doesn't have backup generators. So that's, yeah, Walgreens, I'm fixing to be switching my stuff. And I don't like Walmart, but, you know, hey. What's the worst of the two evils, you know? Not being able to have a prescription or to have a prescription. Come on, baby, give me a little more. And it's not gonna, it's just gonna give me that amount. But we got close, so I don't think that right there is gonna hurt a whole lot, I hope. Now I'm trying to get a rag so I can wipe my hands off from all the silicone I got all over my fingers. I mean, it can't do no worse than what I've already done here. I guess today was a really bad day. I guess I should not have even attempted this today because I knew that I'm just hoping this is going to be enough. And like I said, if it's not and I mess this video up, I will do bondcraftor right, and I will buy a bigger, some bigger containers, and I will redo this video for them because I don't, especially, since it being my fault. And it's nothing that bondcraftor done. It was all me because, of course, I was thinking I had enough silicone to do this piece. When in all reality, I did not. Now, I'm not sure if this is even going to be enough, but gosh, I hope it is. I really hope it is going to be enough to finish this little piece because I really wanted to see how this was going to turn out. Because when I seen it, it was so pretty. And why anybody would get rid of a piece like that, I have no idea. I mean, to me it looks like crystal. I'm not sure if it's glass or crystal, but definitely gorgeous. Okay, that looks stirred up. Good enough to me. We'll let that sit and debubble for just a few minutes. Not very long, because this right here, no, it's not sitting, so that's good. Hopefully, I'm hoping that that's going to have enough to get under there. And if it doesn't, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to pick it up and just flip it upside down, you know? Because I know that I need more under that container. But who knows? There may be enough under that container. Well, there may not be now since I just did that, dummy. I mean, it's not set up yet, so it's just that there's so much in there, I think. Like I said, I did it the other way last time and it sure didn't turn out, so I'm hoping that it's going to turn out this way. And it probably would have if I wouldn't have picked it up. Hope I didn't just ruin that. Guys, y'all definitely learn from my mistakes, okay? I'm hoping that's up under there. Oh my gosh. I can't even see. I mean, I do know that glass is the best. Okay, I feel like it's suctioned down right there. Ah, that just went in my floor. I hope that was clean. And it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Okay, I feel like that it's suctioned down then. So hopefully it's going to run under there now. So now I'm just hoping that I've got enough to do this. And I may have to order some more. If I can't find that other, I know I'm going to have to order some more. Because this is not going to be enough. And this... And this was for my Sunday video. But that is pretty thick there, though. I guess I'm going to have to start doing what Timmy at Resin Me Up, she always uses transfer tape on the bottom of her pieces to tape them down to hold them. And I guess I'm going to have to start doing that. Because that does look thick enough. But I think it needs to be just a tad bit thicker. Now granted, I don't know if I could make it work. I'm sure going to do my best to make it work. I'm going to sit here and just babysit this thing for a little bit. And just keep pushing it down in there and keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it down in there. And I'm going to hold it down in there. Because this part right here is going to be the part that's going to be cut out. So I'm not too concerned, you know, for that anyway. But I mean, I do want it thick enough that I'm going to get, you know, a lip to where you still have the design. You know what I'm saying? And I may have to move it over here to this other board. I don't know if this board is actually level. So I may have to move it over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sit here and you can see that it's debubbling on its own and all that. So we've got it poured. I'm just going to sit and babysit for a little bit. And I will see you guys back in about 4, I think it said 4 to 6 hours or so. And then we will take this out of the container and see what we got. So until then, I will see y'all in about 4 to 6 hours. Okay guys, we're back. This is ready. I hope it's ready. Because I really got to get this video out. But it still feels kind of, I don't know, it still feels kind of sticky. But we gonna see if I can get it out of here. Because I've got to get this video out. And I've let it sit for several hours, but it still is feeling a little gloopy, even around the top. Now, I did have to go in, and I had to do me some ingenuity because of the simple fact that, because I didn't have enough resin. I mean, not enough resin, but enough silicone. And I remembered the last time I used the bondcraftor um, when I made a mold. It was on that porcupine that I made, and um, the porcupine didn't turn out because his ear was broke. So what I did was I cut up that mold, and I just, how I was telling you, you could put excess silicone in your mold to make it, to fill in, to help it make more. So that's what I did. I just cut up that mold, and I just um, poured it, or not poured it, but I cut it up in chunks and just dropped it down in here, um, so I could fill this mold in more. Because otherwise, I wasn't going to have enough resin. I mean, enough silicone. I keep saying resin because that's what I normally mess with is resin. But so I wouldn't have had enough, and I've got to get this video out for tomorrow, and I'm having arm issues, guys. I'm hoping I can get this video out. My daughter went today to get my prescription for my meds, and the pharmacy was without power, so they couldn't fill my prescription. So I am literally on a wing and a prayer right now, trying to get through this last part of this video. So because right now, guys, I am in a lot of pain, but I know this video's got to get out. So I'm sorry about the complaining and all that, and I'm sorry that I'm a hot mess right now, but I will get better as soon as I get my meds. Hopefully tomorrow. We had to jump through hoops to get it to put over to another pharmacy, and then when we did, well, my daughter only had 10 minutes to get to the other pharmacy, and it was in another town, so that wasn't going to work. She couldn't get there in time. So yeah, just bear with me. I'm trying, and I'm doing the best that I can do at the moment. It was either do this or not have a video at all, and I had already contacted bondcraftor and let them know that the video was going to be out tomorrow. Now granted, I will not be editing this video just because of the side of it that I've got to try to hurry up and get this video out. And then the other side of it is because of the simple fact that after I wrestle with this, I'm really going to be hurt. So, yeah. So there's that. I might have to get my kid in here to help me get this out. Because, I mean, it is tight. And I don't want to cut my bowl. I mean, even though it wasn't. But $1.25. But I may not have much of a choice but to cut it. Okay, guys, give me a minute. Okay. Well, maybe it's coming loose. I don't want to tear up my table here. I am. Come here. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to get her to help me with this because right now I just don't have the strength. I just don't have the. Never mind. I got it now. I got it. Never mind.
What the heck?
I was trying to get that out.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
It's okay. I got it.
Do you need me to actually pull it? Here, quick. You're going to fuck your arm up.
No, I got it. I got it. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, guys.
I'll edit that part out. Okay. Now I think I did something wrong here. I hope I didn't. But I think I did. Jeez Louise. Why did I do that? I think I should have went the other direction, guys. Oh my mercy Jesus. I'm hoping this is going to be okay. If it's not, then I'll have to redo this at a later time. But these are scalpels, and this is a number 12 blade. I fought with the other stuff before, so I didn't want to fight with silicone again, and I refused to fight with silicone again. And so I was looking up ways to trim silicone, and from my last side of it, and they said to use a scalpel. Now I don't know if that's the way to go from the way it's doing right now. I don't know, but we're gonna see. I'm just gonna go around this. I'm just gonna go right around here, and I'm gonna cut as easy and as smoothly and hopefully as gentle as I can with this. And I may have to do a little bit more trimming once, you know, I get it cut. I just am trying to not go over, you know, the side of my bowl here. As long as I stay somewhat on the edge. And, you know, I will tell you that 15A is not the best silicone to use for things like this. Hey, that makes a perfect little insert. Hey, hey. Yeah, I will tell you, and that I love. I am loving me. I'm loving me some. I believe I'm loving me some scalpel, guy. I tell you that. I mean, that is like once you get, you know, with the thick part, this is like cutting butter. I mean, like, so it definitely, I will tell you, it definitely helps if you have the right tools, guys. I will tell you that. If you have the right tools, then you being able to make a mold is 100% simple and legit. So just know that you need the right equipment for the job. Okay? Because I tell you, the last time I struggled. I am not even gonna lie, I struggled so bad. Um but now I'm sorry that y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I do, you know, I do have to see what I'm doing here, because, you know, I am working with a scalpel and I don't want to cut myself, or I don't want to butcher this mold, because this is my mold for a video, and so I do not want to screw this up, guys. That's why I am taking my time and trimming slowly. And these blades here are sharp. So I'm sorry if y'all can't see how I'm cutting this. If it wasn't for a video that I needed for tomorrow, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But right now I've got to have this for a video. So I've got to, but I've dang near got it trimmed where it needs to be trimmed. So I mean, I want a little bit of lip, I think. I mean, I don't really know if I do or not, but this is just a... This is kind of just a trial run. I'm not a expert at mold making, guys, so you know, I've only done this a couple of times. I have tried using cuticle trimmers. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're junk. I won't even think about using them. And once I figure out what blade, you know, is the best for me to use, also will also be a big help. I mean, because you got blades all the way from, I think, 10 to, well, I think you got them all the way down really to from 5 to, this is just the ones, you got 10 through 15, and then you got 20 through 24. Your handle determines what blade holds, you know, what blade. So, and then you get 3 blades in each one. But I don't want to butcher this either. I want it to be I want it to look nice. But like I said, I mean, I'm definitely no expert at mold making. So if you were looking for an expert, then all I can tell you is keep going, because this I'm not an expert at this, guys. I do try my best to, you know, be just about perfect as perfect can be, but um and I really think I should have turned it the other way, and I think that would have been my best bet. It's just a matter of knowing which way you need to turn your object to. Because this time I should have turned it the other way. So, you know, it's just a matter of getting all that down and knowing what, you know, what you need to do and how you need to do it. But once you get all that, then, you know, you should be pretty good. And of course, you know, this is not going to be, like perfect. I'm trying to make it as smooth and as perfect as possible. But, you know, this one right here is just for me, so I'm not too concerned with it. It's not going to change how the mold comes out, or how, you know, because this is just the bottom. So this isn't going to change how um, I'm trying to follow that glass ridge too, so that's, and I may need a different blade number. So that could be, and then I may be able to trim it once I get it out of the mold. But generally your molds, but I'm definitely going to start doing it the way Tammy does it. And I think I'm going to, instead of doing it this way, I'm going to cut the bottoms out of my bowls, and I will turn it upside down like this. And that way I can put my transfer tape down here. And then that way, when I lay it down, that's, when I pull it off, it's only going to leave a little bitty thin line. So, but like I said, this is, you know, this is going to be my mold. So, you know, obviously I'm not too concerned with it. I will, you know, try to clean it up a little bit more, but, you know, and typically you don't put this type of stuff in this kind of silicone. And the reason being, please don't tell me I just busted that. See, this really should have been the, if it just lasts for me to get through this video without ripping it, and it works. Because right now I don't have any more bondcraftor. And it is suctioned to these ridges in this bowl here. Okay, so I got that loose. What did I just knock off? But Jesus. Hold on, guys. Let me get this up close to my body where I can really muster it out here, because otherwise I am really going to be killing my arm. And like I said, this is really not for this sort of stuff here at all. And I didn't do a good thing when I put them chunks in there, and I see that now. Come on. Oh, God. Guys, I just don't have the strength right now. Oh, jeez. And I ripped a hole in it. That's real great. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, bondcraftor. This didn't go as planned. But I will tell you right now that this silicone is definitely not meant for this, as you can tell. It didn't go all the way to the bottom of the thing. It did get the side really, really good. It, see, this is where I messed up by putting these in here, trying to make a, trying to fill it in. Should have never done that. And it might have worked, maybe, but I am definitely going to have to redo this, and hopefully I can get this silicone off of my piece here, because if not, I'm going to be very, very unhappy, and I don't know how I can get it off. And this being glass, I didn't think about release agent, because not that it would have done me any good, because, well, I know I did have some. Well, I have mold. I have mold release, but anywho, well, you know what? Hey, it wasn't all fail, right? We did get this out of it. I just got to clean it up a little bit. So this was a fail, yes. This, however, which is the bottom of this, was not. And this didn't have anything to do with bondcraftor. I lost my microphone. Sorry. I hope you guys could hear me. Anyway, as I was saying, in case y'all didn't hear me, this is no fault of Bondcraftor. Okay, this was a me fault. Because first of all, I didn't have enough silicone. Two, I tried putting silicone in here that I had from a previous pour, trying to make it work because I didn't have enough. I should have picked a smaller piece, and I didn't. That's a me problem, not, like I said, not a Bondcraftor problem. However the case may be, it's not all a total loss. We did get the bottom of this, which is what I was trying to figure out, how I was going to get the bottom of this design anyway. So I did get it. All I've got to do is just trim this up real good and clean it up. And then I will make this an insert into a mold. So however, it wasn't all, a complete loss. I'm going to stick this on here because I don't want to cut my table as I'm trimming this. And I'm trying to keep it so yes, this I will have to definitely go around and trim up real good. Make the edges smoother, of course. For this to fit into a mold, because you don't want your corners all wonkified. But when you're doing molds by hand, and this is something you got to know, when you're doing molds by hand, they're not going to be perfect, guys. You're just going to have to find the tool that is going to be best for you. I am still trying to find that tool. I mean, the scalpel does pretty good if you can get, if you can get something that is, steady enough, or if I was steady enough, to trim it. And I may have to trim it with a pair of scissors. I don't know. So that may be what I have to do, is go around it with some scissors. I don't want to keep whacking on it because I don't want to lose the side of it. But I will trim this up. Not going to do it today because, like I said, my arm is killing me. I've got to stop until I can get my meds and stuff. But however, like I was saying, this is not on Bondcraftor. This has nothing to do with their product. Their product worked. It just, I didn't have enough, and I should have picked something a lot smaller. I thought I was going to have enough, so that's a me fault. However, um, I will order some more Bondcraftor. I don't know when. Because I've got but yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and see if it. Now, I will tell you, on your homemade molds, you don't want to put alcohol. Now granted, I am, because it, I just wanted to get that off there, and it didn't come off. That may have been where it slid or something, but this would all be for me anyway, so I'm not too concerned with it. But Bondcraftor did what it was supposed to do. So the silicone is a A+, okay, for the Bondcraftor. Parts A and B, for this right here. Now, with this silicone here, you do not want to pour deep this kind of stuff, okay, especially with that 15A, because it's too hard to get out of your mold, for one. This stuff is not made for intricate details like this, as you can see. And also, if you do glass, make sure you spray it. Now that is a lesson learned for me, because I did not even consider that myself. And now I'm going to have fun cleaning this mold, or this piece of glass here. I'm not going to do it tonight because I am hurting, but like I said, guys, I mean, it wasn't all a complete and total loss. I did make this, and I can use this for an insert in a mold or anything else. So just because this didn't turn out, the whole thing, this did. So we know that it works like it's supposed to work. Okay. All right, guys. So with that, I will leave you. And until then, until the next video, I want you to be happy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.